Hey everybody, hi, how are you this evening? It is a fine, fabulous Friday evening here in the great Northwest. Yes, the sun is shining, it's warm, track and field is playing on the telly upstairs at the University of Oregon, Track City, USA, where my daughter went to school and ran track. Whew, yes. Love it. Was just watching the, hang on, just had dinner. Sorry. My daughter ran there, but we were watching the women's 800, the men's javelin, and a couple other things. Javelin was my sport. I loved throwing javelin. Absolutely loved it. Bryn was a sprinter and a distance runner. She still is a distance runner. But sprinting was a good thing for her too. And she was a long jump and triple jump. Really good with those things. Sorry. Anyway, how is everybody tonight? Let's see how people are doing. There's Linda. She's here. Welcome, Linda. And there's Tamara. Yay. It's hard to, this is hard, 2 lives at the same, 2 lives? What's the other live you're watching? Green Acre Homestead, a very cute young couple with 2 boys. I'll come back and watch this replay. Cool. Excellent. I always love learning about new lives. Gail is here. Hi, Gail. Oh, so you guys today, Gail reminds me, Arizona. Green nails. Yes, I got my nails redone. Look at that. You'll see green for a while. This should last through the wild Rookus's birthday. We'll see. Oh, the green already chipped. Are you serious? Oh, Gretchen. You are so hard on nails. Lily is going to have my head. Oh, well. I'll do something. I'll figure it out. Anyway, yes, August 5th is the Wild Rookus's 4th birthday, and we're going to be heading down for her birthday. She's one of my grandchildren that lives in Oregon, and she is an amazing young lady that her favorite one of, let's see, she does so much. She's the one that paints before breakfast. She oftentimes heads out into the yard with her big brother early in the morning to play in puddles and make mud puddles well before her mother or father are up. She is a great experimenter and cook and all these wonderful kind of things. And she is just an, unstoppable spirit, which is so awesome. So yes, the Wild Rookus, the Rookinator, she is an awesome little girl. So I'm excited to go down for her birthday in a little bit. What's else up news? Yes. So Gail and everybody, you guys, Layla did a Marco Polo with me today, and it was like, hey, Grandma Goo, got a quick question. What's that book about the teacher who has to leave and then her substitute comes in and she's really this and this and the kids are bad and then they do these kind of things? And it's so funny because this is a book called Miss Nelson is Missing. And it is the book that when I first started teaching, there's a rare Bob sighting back here. He's making sure I'm in focus. Anyway, when I first got my teaching certificate, I was a substitute teacher first for the first 6 months or so before I got my full-time job. And one of the books he got me to read was I think it's by Harry Allard. And it's called Miss Nelson is Missing. And it's about a teacher who has to leave and go and get a substitute in because she has, like, I don't know, I think she gets tonsillitis or something like that. Anyway, she can't be at school. Substitute comes. Kids are terrible. The principal doesn't have anything under control at all. And so a substitute comes in, a different substitute named Viola Swamp. Viola Swamp is something else. Anyway, very, very great character. And Layla remembers, and Annalena remembers this book too. And that's why they were asking, because Layla was worried about the two teachers she was going to get at her new school. And was it going to be like that book that Grandma Goo had about that teacher and then the bad teacher, and who was that? And she wanted to know, so I had to let her know that it was Miss Nelson is the teacher and Viola Swamp is the substitute. I know I have that somewhere around the house where the grandkids room has been is totally being revamped in all kinds of ways because Bob decided to teach himself to play the piano. He got himself a piano. I'm very excited for him. He's wanted to do this for so long. He took piano lessons for a nanosecond when he was a kid, and it was all about the, fingering and reading notes and all this. And I guess it's very different now. You learn chords and all that stuff. I learned to read music. He's going to do the chord stuff. So it'll be fun to have him over there playing, and especially because he can sing. He actually has a good voice. Yay, maybe he'll sing along. Who knows? I will tell him hi for me on the way to the property. Yay. Oh, I bet they are. Yes, it is a perfect evening to head down there. I bet. Hey, Angel, yay. Great. So heads up, everybody. I completely spaced, but I took care of you anyway. Tomorrow night, I had this thing, the Taylor Bay, Ladies of Taylor Bay Beach Party, girls only. And when I first read it, I said it was at 5 p.m. And I thought, cool, okay, I'll have everything ready. I can come back up and do the live at 6:30. I reread it. "5 p.m. until dark." Okay. Here in the Northwest, whenever the sun sets, it's a long time after that before it actually gets dark. So tomorrow night, let me see what the Sun Seeker says for tomorrow. Details for, no, done for tomorrow. Okay, well, let's just see what details are for tonight, because it'll be very similar to. So tonight the sun sets at 8:56, but the golden hour and blue hour are not done till 9:33. So seriously, we have start at 5 p.m. and the sun doesn't set until, about 9 o'clock. And then it doesn't get dark until like 10? Quarter to 10? Yeah. I probably am not going to be able to wander back up here and read a story and come back. So I taped a premiere. Bob's going to be on the chat with you guys. And anyway, I found a cool book. And if you're ever were a soccer mom, you'll love it. If you like sports at all, if you like soccer or anything, you'll love it. And if you like stories about perseverance and kids that do amazing things, you'll love that one tomorrow night. So that's tomorrow night. It is a premiere. It's set to go up at 6:30 normal time. Just wanted you guys to know. Didn't want you to miss out. That's probably what I'm going to do too, mainly for a while I'm in Botswana too. I'm already going to start. I'm thinking about books to record for you guys, so you'll have something every night. I don't want to. I kind of like putting one out every night, and it's great. So tonight, let's see. Bob is going to babysit us. Yeah. You can tease him around. It's pretty funny. Oh my God. I asked him, literally, I asked him to be a guest reader, to sit in and actually do the story, because he can really read a good story. The grandkids really like it when he reads sometimes, because he does it in Bampa squirrely mode. And they always like, no, that's not what it says. But I offered it to him, and you know what? He didn't really jump at the chance. Go figure. I don't understand. Maybe it's the tech stuff. He just doesn't quite think he can handle the tech stuff. Yeah, right. Man has 169 IQ. I think he can figure the tech stuff, but he's just being shy. Well, sometimes it takes a while. Cool, Bob. He could play piano on our lap. Oh, he just set up the piano. One of these days, because he's going to work on it while I'm in Botswana. And that's one of the things he's going to do. I'm so excited for him, because he's always wanted to really do this. And so, yeah. So anyway, tonight, you guys, I have a cool book or two for you, and I think you're going to like them. The first one is by Patricia Mckissick, and I'm pretty sure I haven't read this book of hers. I've read other books of hers. She's done some pretty amazing things, and this is, let's see, there she is. She passed away, let's see, was it this year? It might have been. So she was a prolific author who championed Black heroes. She died at the age of 72. She transformed her career crisis into a prolific literary partnership that produced scores of children's books about Black history and folklore. She died on April 7th in Bridgerton, Missouri. She was 72. Let me go to the screen share. There it is. Okay. Shared a missionary zeal to write books about Black personalities where there hadn't been any before. She grew up in the segregated South and was the only Black student in her 6th grade class. She wove the back porch fables she remembered from childhood together with her own personal anecdotes, including a false accusation of thievery and dinner at whites-only restaurant, into fictional narratives. She also championed Black exemplars from her husband, whom her husband Frederick had exhaustively researched in biographies for young people of all races. We try to enlighten, to change attitudes, to set goals, to build bridges with books, she once told Professor Jesse Carney Smith of Fisk University. Fred Jr. said his parents had shared a missionary zeal to write books about Black personalities where there hadn't been any before. While Ms. Mckissick always said that her books were the product of a lifelong partnership with her husband, who died in 2013, most of her folkloric fiction appeared under her name alone and was written, she explained, to fill another void in the canon. When children don't see themselves in books, they aren't motivated to read. What's this? Hold it. Something's happened. There we go. There's a weird thing that I had sticking over the top of me. Let me just change that here to a squircle. There we go. And let's see. Yes, there we go. It's great. When they aren't motivated to read, she told Professor Smith, who was written extensively about Black heroes. If children don't read often, they usually don't read well, and soon that translates into failure. I don't want that to happen, so I try to create characters children enjoy reading about. She wrote folklore fiction like The Dark 30s, Southern Tales of the Supernatural. Oh my gosh. I remember having this book in the library. It was never on the shelf. Once I introduced it to the kids, it was never on the shelf. And oh my goodness. Her Mirandy and Brother Wind, which is another one that's in my selections to read to you, won the Caldecott Honor for Distinguished Picture Book. And The Dark 30 Southern Tales of the Supernatural won another prestigious award, a Newbery Honor, for an outstanding contribution to children's literature. The couple's books won 9 Coretta Scott King Author and Honor Awards. Oh, wow. The New York Times book review called the couple's Sojourner Truth, Ain't I a Woman? If you know the book Sojourner Truth, you've probably heard of it, about the 19th century Black abolitionist and women's rights advocate, arguably the best biography for her young readers. And it praised Miss McKissick's refreshing candor in the 1989 biography of Reverend Jesse L. Jackson. So she was born Patricia L. Carwell on August 9th, 1944 in Tennessee. She went on in 1964. She earned a bachelor's degree in English from Tennessee Agricultural and Industrial State University. In addition to Fred, she's survived by 2 other sons, John and Robert. She earned a master's degree at Webster's University in Missouri while teaching English to 8th graders and writing to college students. And at the same time, she wrote radio scripts for freelance magazines. Her latest book, published in January, was Let's Clap, Jump, Sing, and Shout, Dance, Spin, and Turn It Out, a celebration of childhood stories and songs. Another, which is From the Heart, is to be released in 2019. So she died before probably died in 2018 or 2019. April, she died in 2017. So anyway, that's Patricia Mckissick. Her books, oh my gosh, they're some of the most amazing books. I think that I just love them. I'm not sure if it's, I'll have to look up some other ones that she wrote. Let's see if I can find them real quick. Patricia Mckissick books. There she is. Okay. All right. I Am Enough. Color Me Dark, which was a Dear America series book. This one, Going Someplace Special. Remember, I read that to you guys. Flossie and the Fox, which I have, but I haven't read to you yet. Mirandy and Brother Wind, which I want to read to you. I have it in my list too. Gosh, there's other ones I know in her list. Show more. A Millionth Fish. All I Ever Do Want Was a Christmas Doll. A Deer's Aprons, Black Hands, White Sails. That's an amazing book. It's a chapter book. Let My People Go. Nettie Joe's Friends. Just her books are just absolutely stunning. And the illustrator, this is Her illustrator's name is April Harrison. She's a fine artist and designer whose work has been featured in many museums and galleries, including the Greenville Museum of Art, the Morris Museum of Art, the Hampton University Museum, and the Aviska Fine Art Gallery. Her art also resides in the private collections of Whoopi Goldberg, E. Espatha Mackerson, the Honorable Andrew Young, and many others. Miss Harrison lives in Greenville, South Carolina. And this is her first book for children. She said, "When you enter my creative world, I want you to feel something, a tug at the heartstrings, perhaps a distant memory you stored away, a love lost or a love found, a touch of spirit, something. While on your visit, please take notice of the elongated extremities, which are exaggerated and point to a special emphasis of the hands, denoting the importance and power of the human touch. Arms that extend and envelop to welcome you in a friendly reminder that you are loved. Perhaps the texture of the pieces pulled you in and caught your eye. Through the piecing of collage, I create texture and pattern. I've always admired the interweaving found in the wonderful quilts of my grandmothers. Their homemade quilts evoke a feeling of comfort, love, caring, and family. What they achieved with the needle and thread, I try to achieve with collage and mixed media. I believe our stories are still being told, retold, and entwined through the piecing together of torn papers, found objects, paint palette, and love. I have often been questioned about my artistic process. I begin each piece as an abstract type painting. I literally just have fun with acrylic paint or any water medium. From there, they develop into figurative images. Then comes the collage. For me, it's a spiritual journey. It's where I commune with the spirit, and from that visit, my art unfolds. Perhaps it could be compared to discovering hidden figures or objects within the clouds. My life's work has a theme. If you look close, you will notice that quite a few of my images appear to have closed eyes. This is purposely created and based on 2 Corinthians 5:7, for we walk by faith, not by sight. With eyes closed, we are required to call upon a deeper sense than the sometimes unbelieving and biased observations of the eyes. We are required to feel love. Thank you in advance for allowing me to share my story of love, faith, and hope. Enjoy your visit and be blessed. April. Wow. And now that you see that about her, she's a self-taught artist who's been professionally involved in art for 20 years. It's pretty amazing. So she is the author of this book, and I think you'll notice when you get to the part about the elongated, I had not read that about her elongated arms and hands, but now it makes perfect sense with this book. And I'm just getting back to the beginning of it. This book is called What is Given from the Heart, and it is on my iPad, and I moved that. I need to move this up. Uh-oh. I forgot to pull that up in. There it is. Get it up in the... Thank you for waiting. Where did it go? There it is. There it is. Yep. Larry said he could play piano on our live. Ooh, supernatural cool. I love her dress. Yes. Isn't that amazing? I think you're going to really enjoy this book. I'm sure I haven't read it for you. I've read it myself before, but then I think it expired in my thing. But even if I have, it's pretty spectacular. The book is called What is Given from the Heart. And I just have one thing to fix here. Oh, no. There we go. That's not supposed to be that big. That's supposed to be a squircle. There we go. There. Not so bright. Whoa, there we go. That's me. What is given from the heart? By Patricia Mckissick and illustrated by April Harrison. It was a rough few months for Mama and me. We were already poor, but we got poorer last April when Daddy went to sleep on the front porch and never woke up. Mama cried and cried 'cause Daddy didn't have a suit to be buried in. Look at those extended arms. The little boy reaching around. Come June, we lost the farm and moved to a rundown shotgun house in the Bottoms. On Friday the 13th, it rained frogs. Everything flooded. And Smitty, my dog, disappeared. Misery loves company, Mama said, shaking her head as she swept water out the back door. I hugged her up close the way I always did when she was sad or I was scared. Long as we have our health and strength, we are blessed, James Otis, Mama said, trying to sound brave. But things didn't get any better. We got an early snowfall in November, and Christmas was skimpy. But we made it through to the new year. These collage, this one is so, so beautiful. Move that over. For I realized February was upon us with Valentine's Day just 2 weeks away. One Sunday, Reverend Dennis made an announcement during services. Just as we always do, we'll be delivering love boxes to needy folk in the community, he said. Irene Temple and her little girl have lost everything in a fire. We must add them to our list. Next week, bring whatever you think you might be useful to them. Remember, what is given from the heart reaches the heart. James Otis, we need to help out, Mama said on the cold walk home. I came back with, how are we gonna do that, Mama? We ain't got nothing ourselves. Mama kept right on talking. Sister Bunch told me the daughter's name is Sarah. She's 7, 2 years younger than you. You can find a little bit of something for her, don't you think? I wasn't convinced. What do I have that a little girl would want? Not now, Mama said. Remember what Reverend Dennis said. What is given from the heart reaches the heart. That night, I lay warm and toasty under one of Mama's quilts. Still, it made me tremble to think about a fire taking away what little we did have. What can I give Sarah to make up for all she lost? I wondered. I considered the blue ribbon I won at the school spelling bee. Nah. The award was important to me, but it wouldn't mean nothing to her. I looked over at my beautiful sparkly rock. the one I'd found down by the creek. But how would that help Sarah? You can't eat a rock. Unable to come up with anything good, I pulled the covers over my head and drifted off to sleep. Come morning, I found Mama in the kitchen, busy sewing. I know, if we had a fire, I would miss my aprons, Mama explained. So I decided to make Miss Temple one. But Mama, you're using your white tablecloth, the only nice thing you have. James Otis, I'm stitching with a loving heart. I hope that this apron will give as much joy to Miss Temple as the tablecloth has given me. Mama's smile was a welcoming sight. That made me study harder on what I could contribute. Maybe Sarah would like something to play with, like my whistle from Dexter Benson's birthday party. But my spit was all over it. What about my crayons? I drew so many pictures with them, even though they were black, pink, and blue were missing. No way I couldn't give her used crayons. And I couldn't give her my pencil that was just a nub and not much of an eraser left either. As time flew toward Valentine's Day, I fretted more and more. I considered giving Sarah a puzzle. It didn't bother me that 2 pieces were missing, but it might bother her. Nuh-uh, that wouldn't do. Not even with a bow on it. And neither would my capeless Superman Halloween costume. Then I remember my book. Things That Roll. Mama paid 10 cents for it down at the resale shop. I read it every night until I'd memorized each word. And then I drew pictures of all the stuff that rolled. Sarah might enjoy my book, I thought, but maybe she didn't like trucks and marbles and such. Still, it got me to thinking. I gathered my crayons, my pencil, and some paper, and I got busy. On the Sunday before Valentine's Day, we were off to church. Along the way, Mama told me, as usual, the trustees will deliver the love boxes to the homes of the needy, but Reverend Dennis has invited the Temples to receive theirs at the Olive Chapel so they can meet the congregation. The church was full. Mama beamed as she carefully placed the apron in the box. When we presented the Temples with their love box, filled with all kinds of clothing, food, toys, tools, Mrs. Temple was overcome with emotion. The congregation shouted, "Amen." Even so, Sarah seemed sad and afraid. She clung to her mama's arm and hid her face. I walked over to where she was standing. "Hi, Sarah," I said, sounding cheery-like. "My name is James Otis, and I'm pleased to meet you." "Same to you," she answered, looking at her feet. "Here," I said, handing her my gift. "I wrote it, drew the pictures, and put it together myself, just for you." Sarah managed a smile as she stared at the book that I'd made. Then, real slow, she read the cover. "From My Heart to Your Heart" by James Otis Petway. It's about a little girl named Sarah and... "Don't tell me," she said. "I want to read about myself by myself. I can't believe it." She squealed, "A book about me?" And then she covered her mouth to catch a giggle. Seeing little Sarah happy made me happy. I laughed out loud. I put some hard words in so you can look them up. You sound like my teacher. Sarah pressed the book to her heart, closed her eyes, and whispered, "Thank you, James Otis. I will keep this book forever and ever." Walking home, Mama held my hand. "The Temples looked very grateful," she said. "I think we reached their hearts," I said. Mama nodded. "I'm proud of you, James Otis." "How come?" I asked. "'Cause you're you." In winter, night comes early. The sky was darkening and it had started to snow. I stuck my tongue out to catch a snowflake as Mama spun joyfully round and round. Suddenly, Mama stopped. "Look! There's something on our porch." I rushed ahead, and there it was. A love box had been delivered to us. And our hearts rejoiced. Our hearts rejoiced. And that is the story, What is Given from the Heart. Let me move this up here. Come on, come up. There, yep. Close that one out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that one as much as I do. I love Patricia Mckissick. I've always loved her books. And this particular illustrator just really, oh my gosh. What is given from the heart. I'll not let her go. It's an amazing story. The little girl, when she got the book and she closed her eyes, the going to church clothes, the whole collage of it all is just so beautiful and such a beautiful story. It's a pensive look on his face. Yeah, he's thinking so hard while he was making that book. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Just amazing. So the second book that I have for us tonight, let me see if I can get back to where I'm supposed to be here on this one. And did I have the author up on this one? Let me pull back. Oh. Karon Levis. And don't have a lot. It's probably at the end of the book. I remember this is why there was not a lot on this person, on this particular author. Oh, leave it. I know why. I couldn't spell it right. Here we go. Karon, Levis. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. Right, here we go. So, Karon Levis, let's see a little bit about her. As a kid, she had a cozy corner where she charged 25 cents to invited guests, her sister, to come hang out. I served lemonade that I'd stolen from the fridge and offered activities such as reading, writing, make-believing, and blowing bubbles, since that's what I liked to do and still do. That's pretty cool. I got hooked on books at the age of 2 when my mom kept reading Goodnight Moon and The Very Hungry Caterpillar in her terrific Brooklyn accent. I fell in love with theater when my dad took me to see the Fantastics and one of the actors fell right into my lap. I realized teachers were super cool by hanging out with my grandma, a lifelong kindergarten teacher. If you poke around these pages, you'll find out about picture books, author visits, workshops for writers, plays, films, and more. She has a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, and she's trained in acting, Zen meditation, and eavesdropping. So that's pretty cool. And the illustrator of this book is Charles Santoso. There we go. Oh my goodness. Yep. The book I'm going to be reading is called This Way, Charlie. And I just thought it was just such a cool, sensitive, wonderful book. It went really well with the other one about sharing and giving and seeing with the heart. You'll see what I mean by that. Anyway, Charles Santoso loves drawing little things in his little journal and dreaming about funny, wondrous stories. He gathers inspiration from his childhood memories and curiosity he discovers in his everyday travels. He's illustrated several picture books, including The Snurch and I Don't Like Koala, Ida Always, and Peanut Butter and Brains, Penguin and Tiny Shrimp Don't Do Bedtime, Wish Tree, and A Boy Called Bat. His illustrations are they're just in this book are so beautiful and soft. I think you're going to really love it. It's another one of these really cool books that just stand out. And it's called This Way, Charlie. Is this? Yes. This Way, Charlie. Inspired by a real animal friendship. And this story is based on a real place and on real events and real animals. Yeah. I love this. I love this whole opening end cover page. Let's see. I think I have it set to the wrong way. There we go. Yes, I did. This Way, Charlie. Jack watched the new animals scamper, hop, flap, and trot their way into the open bud ranch. Some would stay a short while others longer. A few might make the ranch their home, like Jack had when he needed a safe and caring place to live. Open Bud Ranch had space for all kinds, and all kinds of space to heal, rest, and grow. Everyone could see that Jack liked keeping his space to himself. Everyone except Charlie. When Charlie arrived, he didn't see Jack at all. "Hey!" bleated Jack. "Oh, pardon me," neighed Charlie. Jack could tell from how Charlie swerved this way but not that way that Charlie could not see out of one of his eyes. Antonia explained that once in a while, for different reasons, blindness happens. She couldn't mend Charlie's sight, like she had the eagle's broken wing, or release him into the wild like the possums once they'd grown. But she could give Charlie time to see in his own way. And Antonia said everybody deserves plenty of food, love, and patience. By now, Jack knew this ranch gave plenty of fresh hay, groomed with soft brushes, and always trimmed hooves slowly. Still, he didn't want anything to get too close, too quick, or too loud. So Jack stepped back and he watched out for Charlie. Charlie whinnied to everyone in a cheerful way, swished his tail, snorted, and stopped to sniff the honeysuckle the same way Jack liked to. He chewed thoughtfully and followed the sunlit patches as if he wanted to get to know the whole place. But Charlie couldn't go very far on his own. Sometimes he bumped in an oops way, not a pushing way. A lot of times he stood still in a lost way. Jack noticed Charlie's eye had a soft glow, like the moon, which often guided Jack when he felt lost in the dark. He wondered what Charlie used for a moon. Some mornings Charlie pawed at a dry patch of dirt. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Hungry, thought Jack, or scared, maybe lonely. One day Jack took an extra deep breath of honeysuckles, in for the sweet, out for brave. This way, Charlie, he said, and showed him the way to his favorite field. They grazed and bathed in the sunlight. The next day, Jack did it again. This way, Charlie. And Jack walked a little ahead and on Charlie's seeing side. He slowed down where the trail got steep, stomped when they reached fresh water, and when it got too hot, he called Charlie toward the shade. Hey, Jack called. Hay is for horses, Charlie called back. Soon the next day became every day. Walk, graze, sunbathe, return. Sometimes a quiet, like warm milk, filled the space between them. Other times Jack asked Charlie questions about swinging a long tail, about galloping, being so tall, going blind, about bugs, plants, and clouds, about the ranch, the world, and sometimes about dreams. Oh, the way I see it, Charlie would answer, and Jack would listen. On cold and wet mornings, instead of going to their place, Jack guided Charlie to the barn. Charlie would step in, but Jack always stayed out. He wanted to go where it looked peaceful and dry, but his body remembered a different barn from long ago that wasn't calm or kind. Charlie couldn't make the rain or the past disappear, but he could show Jack how kindness moves, sounds, and waits for skies to clear and new memories to take shape. Charlie could give Jack an inside, outside. Boom, crack. Do you get scared of things you can't see? Jack asked Charlie. All the time, Charlie told Jack. But the way I see it, that's what a friend like you is for. Friend. Jack chewed the word over like a mouthful of fresh, sweet grass. As the days went by, Charlie began walking more and more slowly. Then one day he stopped. He couldn't see out of either of his eyes now. So Jack moved closer to the center of the path. This way, Charlie. Yeah, this way, Jack. They kept walking, one hoof in front of the other, until it felt like Jack's steps were Charlie's, and Charlie's steps were Jack's. Once when the other goats went galloping by, Charlie said, "We could play with them today." Jack trembled. "Or maybe with the fawns?" Charlie asked. "Or the new raccoon?" "I can't." Making new friends gave Jack a bumpy feeling. "Let's just say hello. The way I see it..." "No, you don't see. You can't see." Charlie was surprised. So was Jack. He hadn't meant to snap so close, so quick, so loud. A new kind of quiet filled the space between them. It felt like a swallow of dry, rotten grass rumbling around their insides. Maybe that's why they didn't notice the sky was rumbling too. Boom! Crack! Rain came pouring down so fast and thick that Jack couldn't see Charlie. Wind howled so loud that Charlie couldn't hear Jack. Trees bent, fell, and tangled, trapping Charlie. Jack tried this way and that way, but there was no way in and no way out. So Jack ran. Jack ran and ran for Charlie. He bleated to all the animals for Charlie. Jack banged at doors, found Antonia, and urged everyone to follow him closely. "This way, Charlie." The mud was thick and the branches were strong, but the whole ranch working together was stronger. Finally, Charlie was free. Jack led the way inside. "This way, friends." Everybody huddled together. Jack whispered, "I'm sorry." And Charlie whispered, "Thank you." The barn filled with all kinds of snores, dreams, and a quiet that neither Charlie nor Jack could see, but both could feel was splendid and warm. Like the sun that rose the next morning, they walked that day, the next day, and every day for the rest of their lives, one hoof in front of the other. "This way, Charlie, this way." And here's the author's note. This book was inspired by the real-life relationship between Charlie the horse, Jack the goat, and their caretaker, Annette King, who founded and runs Wild Heart Ranch Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Center in Claremore, Oklahoma. Wild Heart Ranch is a rehabilitate and release animal sanctuary where animals can get help if they are sick, hurt, or need protection. They are fed and sheltered, treated by veterinarians, and given time to heal. When they are ready, animals are released to live free in the wild or are found safe and caring homes. A few animals, like Charlie and Jack, live out their lives at the ranch. The story is informed by the real Jack and Charlie, as well as facts about other horses, goats, and animal sanctuaries. I gathered information from videos, articles, books, and websites, then added my own experiences, observations, and imagination. Many special human and animal friendships I have experienced or witnessed also inspired this book. And this writer, Jack and Charlie, reminded me that it is both the challenge and the triumphs of friendship that help us find our way to the sunlit patches and through the rain. That's pretty spectacular. Yes! So, I love it. Okay, Larry. Hi. All right. I'm checking the chat now to see. I know the going to church clothes in the last book, amazing. Beautiful book. I'm glad you liked it. If you get some photos of elephants, would it be okay for me to draw some? Oh, of course, absolutely, of course. I easily love it when people draw from my photographs. It's very cool. When I have some, and of course, you guys will be some of the first to see them. To do a close-up face drawing so I can capture those beautiful lines that they have. Yes. I'll pull down a book next week I have that is a book by my mentor and friend Art Wolf. He's a worldwide known wildlife landscape conservation photographer, was with National Geographic, was done all kinds of different things, Sierra Club, and he did a book called Wild Elephants with the professor from the University of Washington who has registered all the DNA of all the wild elephants still in Africa. So they're able to keep track of them and know, I mean, it's just amazing. Anyway, I have that book and I'll show it to you. Oh, I'll show you some of his things. So get a sense as I get closer to my trip to where I'm going to be and what I might have the opportunity to see. Gail, you rescued 2 goats that lived here for many years before they passed. They were wonderful. My daughter and I even made goat milk soap. I have a picture somewhere of Layla riding a goat at my daughter Bryn's farm. When Bryn had a farm, they had goats and sheep and chicken and cows and all kind of things. And Annalena and the kids came down there one time and Layla rode a goat. It was so funny. Made her own soap. My mom, best soap. Yeah. And I think when you see these stories of animals of such different natures, I mean, goats that still connect and tie into each other. There's a book about a turtle and a hippo, literally, that after the tsunami in Thailand that happened years ago, all of that one of those, I mean, just these connections of different animals that take care of each other and how that happens. I just love that. Yeah. So friendship, seeing with the heart. I thought that was a good theme for this particular story and these 2 books. Patricia Mckissick never fails to have such beautiful stories. Her book, Going Someplace Special, was the one about the little girl who went to the library, that it was the special place she got to go. Her grandparents and her mom let her go. And that so many of her other books, too, are just spectacular. So I'm glad you enjoyed both of them tonight. That was fun. So tomorrow night, don't miss out on the premiere. It's going to be like normal time. It'll hop on and I set it up. I tell you, recording it, no wonder I go live more often. Recording, I second guess myself, and I had to start over like twice. I never get a chance to start over with you guys. I just barrel on through, and I much prefer that. It's more like I had at school. You really didn't have, well, sometimes when I had 3 first grade classes at different times, I would have a run on one, and the second class was always got the best. But yeah, it's funny. Hey, Mama Doulas, hi, there you are. Nice to have you here. Gosh, hey. And Lynn, yay, good to see you. So Anyway, you guys, that's the whole thing for tonight. Let me grab one thing real quick if I can reach it. Don't go away. Don't go away. I told you. See, I told you I would come right back. Don't go away. Let me see if this, okay, if these will even show up. I don't even have that camera on. Okay, there they are. Nope, is it gonna? There's one of the birds I did last night. Maybe I can turn this one on. See if it comes on. And overhead. Oh, overhead. Is it on? Nope, that's me. Wrong camera. May not be. Hang on just a sec. We'll see if I wanted to show you the. Oh, there it is. Good. Come on. Maybe, maybe not. It's not showing. It's not happy with me. Oh well. Well, fiddle-dee-dee. Low overhead camera should be. And on. There. Nope, it's just not catching. I was going to show you these pictures, but I'll show you them. Oh, they're there. There, they popped up. Okay, phew. All right, so I told you I did those crazy things last night with the birds. All right, and I was going to show you what I was going to do with them. And this one is me right there. Whoa. Oh, let's try a different camera on that one. There, you can actually see me. Don't have the, well, sort of. Camera's in the head. So I did these last night. There's the one with the kitty. Kind of made it funny. And I added another cat. A couple of birds. And then I did these silly birds from the watercolor that I blew out with a straw and made it splash all over. And then these are really silly. This is super silly. Super silly birds and cats. So that's what I was doing with my Draw a Bird a Day with the watercolor last night. I told you guys I had those splotches and I would try to figure out what was going on. And there's the kitty. I like this cat a lot. These I didn't outline the birds. This one I didn't outline him either. This one I did. They're just silly. Just silly, silly stuff. Nope, you're not dating yourself if you knew Ed Emberley. Good grief. Thumbprint. Okay. I mean, for years, I think I did Ed Emberley with kids every year, my entire teaching career with the thumbprint animals that you could do. He had a whole series of them. It was Ed Emberley could make every kid feel like an amazing artist. So I did those three. That was for my Draw a Bird a Day, and I posted and did a little reel of them on Instagram. Yeah. And it was really kind of fun because all I did was I put a splotch of watercolor ink, watercolor down. Let's see. Do I have any paper right? Where's the piece of paper? Here's the piece of paper. Calm back down. I'll show you really quick what I did. Ba-ba-doo. Overhead. There we go. Although I spilled my paper, my water. Here. There's some water in there. Okay. I'll do it with the blue. So really all you do is you get it pretty wet for that one. And you get it kind of all sort of wet. And you splotch around however you think you want it to be. And then you take a straw. I mean, I have these cool straws. And you go, look at that! Isn't that fun? Oh my God, it is so freaking fun. There we go. I mean, I'm just like a 2-year-old. I'm terrible. I'm like a 2-year-old here. And then the gouache paint. That one's kind of brown. Okay, see, you do that. Literally, that's all you do on these. And then you can do super goofy. They're not dry yet. So that one. Doesn't know what it's doing. It's like an angry bird. Isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's just the most, it's just like seriously, hilariously, ridiculously silly fun. And then if I wanted to, I could make all kinds of things, but I'm just satisfied doing this because I can practice different eyes. This one's got, could have been a, oh, he's got issues. Yep. Like this one's not sure. They're just too much fun. Just fun. So that's what I'm doing. I missed the second story. We'll have to go back and watch. Mama Doulis, could you explain where your name comes from? Mama Doulis, are you a by any chance a doula? By any chance, are you? My daughter has my youngest daughter, the 3 kids. One was born in the hospital. The first one was born in the hospital. That was not a happy experience. That's the reason I asked. Second one was she went to a birthing center, climbed into the birthing pool 5 minutes before the baby was born, before Rook was born. Yes, that was a close call. The third one, Rory, was born at home in a pool in her house. Actually, it was a feed pool that they lined. Yeah. Farm girl. Oh my God. And a doula was there. So married name is Doulis. I was just wondering if you were a doula. Doulas hold a special spot in my heart. Delivered 5 babies. Yes. Good for you. Awesome. At their home. Yeah. Yeah. It's my youngest Rory, my youngest grandchild Rory was born literally Bryn it was an amazing thing. She was out hiking and doing all kinds of stuff and the day of and went to CrossFit and did everything to try to move things. Then finally sent her husband down to go pick up the kids at their preschool daycare, and she climbed into the birthing tub. He got home, set the kids up downstairs with his sister, and Rory was born. at home. And so McLean and Rook got to meet their baby sister right away. It was very cool. Very cool. So anyway, to do this with the grands. Yes, the grands would love this, Angie. Seriously, this is so easy fun. And also, what's easy fun? Seriously, okay. Different paintbrushes. What have I got? 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 My paint's all getting all dried up. I had, try another one here. But what you can do is like spray water on your paper. I usually have considering I've speared water all over the things. But what you can do is get your the paper a little wet, and then and let it run. It'll just go into this, if you put water down, it'll just go into the spots where there's water. Kind of like fluid art, huh? And if it's too wet, you can always soak it up. And add another color. So then, once you have that, and it dries out a bit, then you can do all kinds of fun stuff. Then you can figure out what the shape is there that you've got going on. Like, I would probably let it dry some more. And then I might do an owl here or stuff like that. You can, once it dries, you can do stuff on this part too. So, but this spray one, seriously, our little kids love it, like this one. And this one was another one that you different kind of things. It's just too much fun. This one was all just the splotches that I put on and let it kind of spread around. Anyway, I'm just having fun watching that. All right, you guys, have to do that with the grands. What's your name? I'm Larry. This paper, okay, so this paper, she asked, what kind of paper am I using? Linda asks, what kind of paper are you using? Linda, this paper is heavier than this one. Chances are this is leftover pieces of a Canon matte photography paper, all matte. That's all caught the photography paper. Could be that. This is I don't know what this one is. I have no idea. This is a scrap I found of something. I mean, it might have come out of a journal or a thing that I have. I have some watercolor paper over there. I buy it. I don't print photographs on my matte photography paper very much, because I don't use that matte kind of the stuff I have. And whenever I buy ink for my big printers, I have 2 large printers. Canon sends me a whole kabunga load of free small paper. So I always have been, and that's usually glossy. But when I bought my big printer, they also gave me a case of matte paper that I'm now using for watercolor paper a lot and for artwork. And that's the kind of stuff. I just ordered some other kind of paper to try because I'm kind of getting into this, and I'll show you guys when I do that. I will get that next week. So, and if I have more of the kind of paper, I also have another kind of paper that I bought a big lot of it off of eBay from somebody that was selling some, and it's a paper company that's out of stock now, and that's where I got that. But a lot of times I will, when I'm getting stuff, my watercolor paper that I have, if I'm going to do something that I want to do something nice, I bought it at Michael's in the Pro. I buy Michael's Pro, and you can buy in bulk. And since I'm not a professionally watercolorist and stuff, I found stuff that was heavy enough for what I wanted, but I could get, it was inexpensive. So Layla could get some, I could get some, I could give it to my sisters, that kind of stuff. And I could use it pretty freely. So this is going to dry. We'll see what I've done with it it might become a blue bear. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, that's going to be it for now. But if entertainment for anybody who hasn't gone on yet, don't forget, go to explore.org on YouTube to find the live bear cams for Brooks Falls. Otis is getting really fat. He's doing pretty zen. He's hanging out in the office, eating lots. Grazer and her cubs are hanging out on the lip of Brooks Falls, and her 2-year-old cubs are getting almost as big as mom, but no, they're still cubs. Grazer's doing well. Walker 151 is pushing. Bucky's there. You just gotta check in with the bears. Nothing's quite as fun as watching the bears. Yeah, blue bear. I know it'll be a blue bear. I think it'll work because it's gonna kind of got the bear butt and his head here and the chunk down here, and the way they are. Way from I know bears. I mean, he doesn't have quite the hump for a grizz. Maybe it's a black bear. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. I babbled on. It's well past time for some people to bail on me. I don't blame you. I can't watch it. So take care, everyone. Yeah, Tamara. I turn it on and I watch, and it can go, it's like zen for me. Zen for me, seriously. Sent me a message the other day that said that they had a spot to be able to go up. Did I want it? Like, yeah, I would have been, next week I would have been out of here if I could have afforded to go see bears, but I'm not. The live bear cam is cool. We've been checking it out off and on. It is just so much fun. And Fat Bear Week is approaching. It'll probably be in September, I think. But yeah, Fat Bear Week is something else. And then there'll be Junior Fat Bear Week too for the cubs. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to go back to where I am here, so I can bid you all a special good night. Take care, and I hope you enjoy the premiere tomorrow night. Bob will probably be in. I told him to be in the chat, and he said, "Okay, will you kind of show me what to do?" He acts like such a noob, but he knows what to do. There's some things. Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. It works for us. We all have our talents. Anyway, until next time, everybody, thank you so much for being here. It was so special, and it means a great deal to me that you invite me into your home and that you come unto my story and art and share these books with me. And until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around. The easiest place to find it, though, is go look in your mirror, because it's looking right back at you. Until next time, take care.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we would just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards. I just need you by my side.
Mama Doulas, I actually have a service for printing through my website. You could print your own stuff through my website if you wanted to, and different kind of things. Jeez.
You got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try. Not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal.
So Mama Doulas, here is the, you asked for how I do some of my, I have a printing service that I use through my website, but
We don't need no black card.
where did it go?
I just need you by my side.
Here it is. This is on my website, Upload and Print. So you can actually upload your own things, choose your size, crop the image and what you want done. And it's a printing service that I have. Yeah. So that's one way. If you had a need for different kind of prints, and I have a variety of different, I think, surfaces that you can get from standard papers through, I think, metal. It's been a while since I've done that, but yeah, it's very cool. She's picking on you.
We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Gorgeous, wow.
I'll tell Bob.
Feeling starstruck too.
He set up his piano today, Larry. Very excited.
We could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous.
Come back and join us again. Yeah, Mama Doulas, Mary. Thank you. All right, you guys. Take care, everybody.